The internet once crowned him the ultimate wife guy, until it all came crashing down. 3 years ago, Ned Fulmer's carefully built image collapsed overnight after a scandal that shook YouTube and sent shockwaves across pop culture. He disappeared, his career seemingly over. But now, after years of silence, Ned is finally talking, and what he revealed in his first major interview might surprise you. Before the scandal, Ned Fulmer was a household name in the YouTube world. As one of the founding members of the Try Guys, he wasn't just another internet comedian. He was the wife guy. Every video, every joke, every piece of merch seemed to circle back to his devotion to Ariel, his high school sweetheart turned wife. Fans adored the persona. To many, he represented a wholesome, picture-perfect version of marriage, love, and family life that felt rare online. Ned leaned into it. He wasn't just a guy in funny skits. He was a brand built on loyalty, and that's exactly why what happened next hit so hard. In September of 2022, the internet exploded. Rumors swirled, screenshots surfaced, and within days, the truth was undeniable. Ned Fulmer, the internet's favorite wife guy, had been caught in an affair with an employee. The backlash was immediate and merciless. Fans called it the ultimate betrayal, not just of his wife, but of the audience who felt like they knew him. The irony was brutal. The man who built a career on Family Guy branding had destroyed it with one decision. The Try Guys responded quickly. Within days, Ned was out. His face was literally cut from videos, his name scrubbed from projects. Time magazine called it one of the most viral scandals of the year. Even Saturday Night Live mocked the fallout in a skit that trended for days. In a single week, Ned went from adored YouTube husband to the face of internet hypocrisy. The internet was waiting for answers, but Ned didn't give them. Instead, he posted a short statement admitting to what he called a consensual workplace relationship. Then, just like that, he vanished. For a man who had lived online, sharing his marriage, his kids, his life, for nearly a decade, the silence was deafening. No posts, no videos, nothing. He later admitted that the internet had become toxic for his mental health. Every comment, every headline was a reminder of what he'd done and how far he had fallen. So he shut it all out. No spotlight, no fans, no brand. Just a man trying to figure out who he was when the cameras weren't rolling. Behind the scenes, things were even harder. Ariel, the woman he had built his image around, was devastated. Their marriage was hanging by a thread. Ned now admits there were many points where he thought the relationship couldn't survive, but instead of walking away, the two turned to couples therapy. Week after week, session after session, they confronted their reality. Ned says he had to face the most painful truth, how much damage he had caused. He realized that honesty had always been a weak point for him, and now it was threatening everything. Somehow, through raw conversations and countless hours of work, the marriage didn't just survive, it grew stronger. Today, Ned says the relationship has more boundaries, more trust, and more clarity than ever before. But it wasn't easy. Every cent spent on therapy, he says, was worth it. While repairing his marriage, Ned also had to repair himself. Away from the internet, he had time to reflect. He admitted that his wife guy persona had become a caricature, something he leaned into because it resonated with fans, even though it didn't reflect reality. That disconnect between the online character and his actual marriage, he says, was part of what broke him. Instead of playing a role, Ned wanted to become something else, someone more real, more authentic. The irony wasn't lost on him. Fans loved the husband character, but that very image pushed him further from the truth. For 3 years, he lived without the spotlight, but slowly, the urge to create returned, and that's where his comeback begins. Now, Ned is stepping back into public life with a brand new project, a podcast called Rock Bottom. The name says it all. The show focuses on people at their lowest points, recovering addicts, former gang members, and even other canceled internet figures. People who've faced shame, trauma, or public downfall, and what they did after. And fittingly, the very first guest is Ariel. Their conversation, Ned says, was so raw and brutal that at times they wanted to walk out of the room. For viewers, it's a chance to see the couple confront the scandal together, unfiltered and on camera. For Ned, the show isn't about going back to the goofy Try Guys style. It's about honesty, healing, and asking what happens after your worst mistakes. But this return comes with new rules. Gone are the days of vlogging family life. Ned and Ariel made a choice. Their kids will not appear in videos, and their relationship will no longer be played out online for entertainment. Ariel herself wants less involvement in social media altogether. While she's central to the first episode, she plans to step back moving forward. For Ned, privacy is no longer optional, it's survival. He knows the internet can tear down a public image in seconds, so he's choosing to protect his family by keeping more of their lives off limits. Still, there's no escaping the criticism. Some people argue that Ned is trying to profit off the very scandal that destroyed his reputation. Others claim he should have stayed silent and let the internet forget. Ned disagrees. He says that as a creator, he has a responsibility to re-establish context after a public downfall. In his view, the only way forward was to face it head-on, to acknowledge what happened, explain how he's changed, and then let the new work speak for itself. He admits the reaction online will never be easy. Some fans will forgive, others never will, but he's accepted that he can't control the noise. What he can control is the story he tells now. So, here we are. The wife guy who fell harder than anyone could have imagined is back, standing on the rubble of his old image and trying to build something new. But the question remains, will fans believe in this redemption story, or will the scandal always overshadow whatever he creates next? Ned Fulmer's new podcast is here, and the first episode is already stirring emotions. But whether the internet is ready to forgive, or whether it's waiting for another downfall, is a story that's still being written.